Have you ever helped a stranger, only to realize later they were the one who saved you? Because on one quiet, rainy night, a decision that lasted less than 10 seconds ended up changing an entire life. Not through luck, not through money, but through something so small, most people would have walked right past it. And the strangest part is this. At the time, it didn't feel important at all. He thought it was just another ordinary moment. But within weeks, everything he depended on would disappear. His job, his stability, his direction. From the outside, his life looked stable. He had a steady job, a quiet apartment, and bills paid on time. Nothing dramatic, nothing impressive, just fine. But stability is not the same as happiness. Inside, Michael felt a quiet emptiness he couldn't explain. It wasn't pain or crisis. It was just the feeling that life was moving forward, and somehow he wasn't inside it. Every day repeated itself. Wake up, work, smile when expected, go home, sleep, repeat. The days blurred together so completely that he began to wonder if anything meaningful would ever happen again. And the hardest truth was that nothing was technically wrong, which meant he had no reason to complain. So he stayed silent, like millions of people do, living a life that works on paper but feels empty in the heart. Then came the night that changed everything. Cold wind moved through the streets, and dim streetlights reflected off the rain, tapping softly against the pavement. Michael almost didn't stop at the grocery store. But small decisions have strange power, especially the ones that feel meaningless in the moment. Inside, the store felt ordinary until he saw her. An older woman stood near the register holding a few simple items, or maybe no one wanted to. Michael looked too, then quickly looked away. Not because he didn't care, but because getting involved felt uncomfortable. So he kept walking. 1 step, 2 steps. And that should have been the end of the story. Except something inside him refused to stay quiet. A whisper in his mind asked, "What if this moment matters?" He stopped. A whisper in his mind asked, "What if this moment matters?" He stopped, turned around. The woman looked up, surprised not just by the offer, but by the kindness itself. She softly replied, "You don't have to." Michael gave a small smile and said, "I know." Her eyes filled with tears she tried to hide. Then she said something he would remember for the rest of his life. "You showed up exactly when I needed someone." Nothing dramatic happened after that. There was no music, no miracle, no applause. She thanked him and he left. Life seemed to continue as normal. But on the drive home, something felt different. For the first time in months, the emptiness inside him was quieter. Nothing in his life had improved, yet inside his chest there was warmth. A sense of meaning he hadn't felt in years. 2 weeks later, everything changed. Budget cuts, corporate words for personal loss. Michael's name was on the list. Just like that, the stability he depended on was gone. Fear rushed in, and suddenly, that quiet warmth felt very far away. For the first time in years, he felt completely lost, and a painful question appeared in his mind. Had kindness meant nothing at all? Days passed, then another. Silence filled his small apartment, until one afternoon, his phone rang from an unknown number. He almost ignored it, but something told him to answer. "Hello, is this Michael?" The voice was gentle. It was the woman from the grocery store. Her name was Elena. She told him she had been thinking about him, praying for him, and her daughter worked at a community center that was looking for someone reliable. "It's not much," she said softly, "but I thought of you." Michael paused because sometimes hope doesn't arrive as certainty, only as a beginning. He said yes. The community center was nothing like his old job. There was no pressure and no cold offices. There were just people, children who needed help, elderly neighbors who wanted conversation, families searching for support, and slowly, something inside Michael began to return. Not success, but something deeper. Weeks turned into months. Responsibility followed. And for the first time in a long time, he felt proud of the life he was living. Michael discovered that joy doesn't come from what we collect. It comes from what we give. Success fills schedules. Money fills houses. But kindness fills hearts. And the more you give it away, the more it returns. Not always in money, but in meaning, connection, and peace. Michael thought he helped a stranger on a rainy night. But the truth is, that stranger helped save him. And maybe that's how life works. Sometimes the smallest moment becomes the turning point we never saw coming. So the next time you see someone struggling, pause. Because the moment that feels insignificant today might become the story that changes everything tomorrow. Be kind, even when it's inconvenient, even when no one is watching. Because somewhere in this world, a stranger's joy might be waiting on the other side of your decision. And who knows? That stranger might be the one who saves you next.